For most of my life, when it came to attracting women and actually talking to them, I was more leaned on the blue pill side. Now, don't get me wrong, I was never that type of guy who would randomly buy gifts for the woman around him, who would constantly simp for them, who would constantly shout their names through the entire hallway, and his voice would echo like that needy ass prince who doesn't have any love and any fulfillment in life. No, no, no. I was never like that. Yeah, sure, I put women on a pedestal for most of my life, but I never truly put them above me, if that makes sense. Sure, my morals have always been on the spot, I was always acting nice and getting everyone to act from a higher state of mind, from higher vibratory emotions, if that makes sense. Just look at this graph. Basically, all of my classmates used to always bring just each other beneath them into the lower emotions, whilst I try to bring them onto higher emotions, such as love, such as peace, such as enlightenment, all of these good ones that bring you into your desired reality and that help you stay disciplined, give you stronger willpower, resiliency. But yeah, I fumbled greatly when it came to actually, getting into a long term relationship. Not because I never truly tried hard enough, sorry, but because they just weren't like enough good options out there, if you know what I mean. Like, that's not to say that, all the women in my local area are trash. Now, I don't like using these terms, but it will put you, but it will put something very on part, and I know that you'll understand me easier, so I will use it. So I will use it instead. So the women in my local area are probably like 6.5s or 7 out of 10s, right? And what I'm aiming for are like 9.5 out of 10s. Now, of course, this view is completely subjective, and some women can be like, I don't know, 10 out of 10s for someone, and I can view them as 7 out of 10s. But whatever, you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, when it came to me being blue pilled, until I was like 16 years old, yeah, I was the type of guy who, when he was talking to a girl, he would literally like write long paragraphs about himself. Like, he wouldn't even let her talk. But I wouldn't view it like in a way that I was being needy. I was just viewing it in a way like, oh yeah, you're like one of the closest people to me, so I want to share like, most of my life with you. But yeah, I was sharing a little too much, and that might have repelled a lot of the women that I tried to attract until I was like 16 years old. Sure, I did get some of them, but yeah, I still wasn't 100% effective. And so around 16 years old, I realized something very interesting. And a life lesson that will truly serve me years down the line until today. And yeah, when you understand the significance of it, you will literally win in any kind of competition, in any kind of skill. No one will be able to outcompete you. What do you think it is? Let me ask you this. Do you think that the top people out there, the top cold approachers, the top people who have the best 10 out of 10, we can classify them as that, godly wives by their side? Do you think that they need love? No, they don't. Do you think that the best cold approachers out there who are red pilled, for example, do you think that they dominate their woman and they use all of these, you know, low tier techniques that the majority uses on self improvement? No, they don't. They don't. The only thing that the top 1% of people have in common is that they don't need the love, the money, and the success in general in their lives because they have so much of it. Just let that marinate and let me finish my story. So, I started learning a few of the red pill tactics like when I was around 16 years old. This was like summer of 2023, so I was getting pumped. I was going all out on my self mastery journey around that time. And so yeah, I started being more non-responsive to women. I started to, play with their feelings a little bit, but not completely to the side where, I would treat them like shit. I would basically, yeah, just like whenever they would look at me, I would always just, look at them for a long while, and then I would just like, look away. Like they just weren't able to read my expression, and it was driving them mad, bro. Like they literally wanted to exactly know what I was thinking of. Like, for example, I was at this cottage with some of my family friends and with my family, and yeah, I was playing the game so efficiently that one of our uh, family friends literally even asked my mom, "Yo, what is up with him? He's been kind of different lately." And I took that as a fucking win. And wouldn't you know it, when the school year started, dude, yeah, they there was a woman who was like a year older than me. She was my older classmate. And yeah, she was into me, bro. She literally started messaging me first. And yeah, this was September of 2023. Just imagine what kind of woman I am attracting right now. Now, of course, they will literally go out their way and tell me, since it's up to me, as the guy, to actually approach them first. Since these women that I'm attracting right now, and I'm not even realizing it, are actually high characters. So they actually expect me to go there and attract them in the first place, to actually do the cold approach. But the thing is, I just don't want to. Not because any of the women are actually bad. They are actually quite beautiful when it comes to the outside qualities and the inside qualities also. It is just that I don't get, the emotional spark of my inner intuition. The yeah, the inner feeling is just not there. And this is the mindset that you need to have. Basically, this mindset will bring you so far. And when you realize that, and think about it, I'm so well off with my imagination, and I've immersed myself so well in this game that I truly don't need love anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, even if, not when, even if I don't get a wife, I just will be satisfied, bro. Like, if you've been watching any of my metaphysical videos, then you know about the concept of the fourth dimension, where everything has already happened. Time and space aren't real, they are just illusions of our third dimensional realm. And so, yeah, when you transcend this illusion, you realize that you've already lived all the different kind of scenarios that already happened. You've already lived a life, just like me, just like Jeff Bezos, just like Andrew Tate, and all of these great figures around the world, or just like random Muhammad from Egypt. You understand what I'm trying to say? The options are limitless, and you've lived through all of them in the fourth dimension because time doesn't exist over there and space doesn't neither. So I have already lived the kind of a life that everyone wants to live, you know. And this is what I mean by don't hate the players and play the games instead. Because what the top minority of the richest people in the world want to want to do to you is that they want to get you involved and literally plague your brain with so many unnecessary thoughts and so many unnecessary problems that you won't be able to focus on what is actually in front of you, what you actually want. They will put low vibratory emotions like anger, worry, fear, apathy, all of these emotions that will hold you back. And they won't want you to expand further. And plus, they will also externalize your power. They will externalize the power that you hold in your imagination to satisfy yourself. Not in like, a fapping way, of course, but I mean in like actually healthy and a wholesome way of imagining the end result of your goals that you wish to complete. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so, this is how you play the game, like the top 1% of people. Do you think that they truly have a TV in their house? Do you think that if the owner of Apple, Steve Jobs, do you think that he would give his children, I don't know if he had any, but that's besides the point. Do you think that he would give his children the iPad and he would let them scroll on YouTube for hours on end? Fuck no. He would make them read books for hours every single day. And he would make them go into nature and actually live life, explore new skills. You understand what I'm trying to say? He wouldn't get them involved with random drama from the media. No, no, no. With the new TikTok trends, with the new TikTok dances and all of this bullshit. No, bro. No, no, no. And plus, he would teach them all of the metaphysical side of things. He would make them realize that before you can get anything physically, you must first get it mentally. You must first immerse yourself in the feeling of already having it by imagining that person or that thing that you wish in your life so much to the point where it becomes a memory. And then you just need to tell yourself and reaffirm yourself constantly that you have more than enough of it. I was subconsciously doing this without realizing it in September of 2023, and I wasn't even realizing it. So there you go. That's the strategy. Don't hate the players and play the game instead, because think about it. You're still in the majority of people that don't have the end result, right? So, and you're still bitter, just like them. You're bitter that the top 1% of people are benefiting from you when it comes to financial gain, that Bill Gates is evil, and of course, yeah, he's done some fucked up shit with the vaccines. I know, bro. I know. But guess what? At the end of the day, he's just an entrepreneur. You must see past the illusion. Where someone suffers, someone else benefits greatly. Like for example, the 1929 stock market crash. So many people benefited from it, and so many people didn't. That's just how it goes in life. So stop hating the game and start playing it instead. You'll be way better off. And I'm not saying that you should do some fucked up moral shit, like you should sell vaccines that haven't been even tested yet, or something like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? That you shouldn't make pyramid schemes and all of these things. No, no, no. Just don't live life like the majority of people, but don't be so greedy for money that you would bring other people towards these low vibratory emotions. Just create a business or find a job that brings you to a higher state of consciousness full of these high vibratory emotions, and that brings others also into these states of high vibratory emotions. That's just how it is. Because when you start to be this magnet and this pillar of this feeling of calmness, love, serenity, enlightenment, then life just gets 100% easier, and everything that you seek, you will attract it. Like there's no tomorrow whatsoever. That's the game. That's how you play it. It couldn't get any easier. Just don't be needy for it and realize that before anything can exist physically, it must first exist mentally. So you must immerse yourself in having that end result right now, as if it was already here. And just start creating like random memories that you would have in that reality. Yeah, you need to become the beacon of that feeling before the world proves it to you. And don't just take this from me. I'm a person who has helped countless amounts of people in the past achieve their desired reality, get a stronger discipline, willpower, productivity, stoicism, resiliency, and all of these good skills. Guess what? They haven't even seen my timeless Reader's Mindset yet, which is a collection of 24 unbreakable mindsets that, if applied to your day-to-day life, will guarantee you success in any kind of life situation, in any kind of goal, with any kind of person that you wish to attract. And so you should grab it right now with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you